Huge Tesla stock news has just been confirmed by Elon Musk. Elon just posted Tesla stock shorts reciting litany against fear right now. And then right after that, we get a report officially confirming that Tesla will indeed launch affordable models in the first half of 2025, which was officially confirmed during an investor meeting with Deutsche Bank. It will be 15% smaller and 30% lighter than the Model 3, and it will be called a Tesla Model Q, which is what Tesla short sellers are called on Twitter. Overseas, the expected price is $25,000, and the expectation actually is that it launches under $30,000, and it is called a Model Q, benchmarking the BYD Dolphin and Volkswagen ID3 in China. This is the Dolphin, and this is the Volkswagen ID3, so I expect it to look similar to this vehicle. We know that Tesla is working on multiple new affordable models, but this specific one is going to come out in the first half of next year, and then sometime after that, I would expect another one, which would be probably more like a smaller Model Y instead of a smaller Model 3. The Model Q is internally codenamed as Redwood and will be built on Tesla's latest vehicle platform. So this will be the in-between platform. The length will be 4 meters, and supposedly the manufacturing cost will also be significantly less, approximately half the cost of the Model 3. If they can actually pull this off with the in-between platform, that's crazy, because there would be still quite a bit of room when they fully switch over to the new platform. So definitely lots of room to improve. The Model Q will use a lithium iron phosphate battery, obviously, with 53 kilowatt hours and 75 kilowatt hours capacity configurations on single and dual motor drive variants. They say it's going to be 500 kilometers, so about 310 miles supposedly, but is this EPA range? Likely it is. Also, while it is unclear whether the new car will be concurrently launched in China, the Model Q price is expected to be lower if produced at Shanghai Gigafactory at around 140,000 yuan, about 19,000 USD. I assume that they wrote the whole thing based on Deutsche Bank's information, so 20 to 30% year-on-year growth based on this new vehicle in 2025. I expect this is Deutsche Bank's prediction. The part that's a bit murky about pricing, it says here that the price is post-subsidy at under $30,000. So how much before subsidies? And which subsidies exactly are they talking about? Are they talking about the $7,500 tax credit? Or are they talking about the battery manufacturing credits? Because we know that the $7,500 tax credits are likely going to go away. At least there's definitely effort to remove them. But here's what I know for sure. This new vehicle is going to be a big success, and it will wipe out the Tesla Q on X. Now, while Elon Musk directly did not confirm this news, he posted this right before this news broke out, which makes me believe that this is exactly what Elon Musk had in mind, and if not, I only consider this as massively good news, because it just means there's a lot more to come that's going to absolutely break Tesla shorts. But realistically, I'm pretty sure this is about this new vehicle, because he posted this just basically moments before the news leaked. And really, it's not even a leak, because Tesla itself officially confirmed to Deutsche Bank that they are going to release this specific model, which is actually very impressive, because nothing got out earlier about this model. Tesla kept it quiet, which is great, because that keeps demand high for the Model 3 and the Model Y. So a great job done by Tesla here. Also, from Herbert, he says that the 310-mile range is EPA rated range, so that's good. With a dual motor setup, I wonder how fast will it be, the 0 to 60 speed. I assume it's going to be not slow. And Gary Black is definitely absolutely 100% correct here. Nothing scares the Tesla shorts as much as the words 2020 Redux, when Tesla soared 742% based on the successful launch of the Model Y. Similar setup with huge potential total addressable market expansion as Tesla enters the compact category with a $25,000 to $30,000 Tesla Model 3 hatchback, also known as the Tesla Model Q, which will kill the Tesla Q on X. By the way, everyone is posting this picture, but I don't consider this as the official picture of the Tesla Q, but certainly there should be many resemblances, and it looks like this. This is a pretty good looking car. I love how it looks. Now, the compact category, that's 15% of the market share, but in Europe, Small hatchbacks are insanely popular. So after this vehicle comes out, I expect Tesla to do quite a bit better in Europe specifically. And more Tesla news just slipped into the world. Look at this Tesla bot going down the hill and it catches itself and it doesn't even fall. This is so impressive. In case you doubted that the Tesla bot can actually walk all the way uphill, here's another video. And I don't think you can teleoperate the slip and recover thing. That's definitely, I really doubt that's teleoperated, because how do you pretend that you're slipping if you're teleoperating it? I would have no idea how to do that. And look at how fast it can go down here. It just sort of runs down. What Tesla is doing here is mind-bogglingly impressive. Good job, Tesla. You just keep doing the impossible thing over and over again, and you're actually making progress and you're accomplishing big things. No wonder you are trying to ship 1,000 bots soon, which was officially confirmed earlier. I reported on that before. If they keep making progress this fast, next year, 2025, 1,000 bots working in factories, that's certainly realistic. And so Gary Black says Wall Street analysts have no clue how to model Tesla's autonomy using demand-based formulas. I guess Gary Black is also talking about himself here. Actually, I'm not guessing. He must be talking about himself as well, because he's not really modeling Tesla's full self-driving robotaxi fleet into his model, as far as I'm aware. He continues, but can certainly model a new form factor, hatchback in this case, and TAM expansion, compact, offered by the coming Model Q, which by default means that Wall Street will always, not just by a little bit lag, us Tesla retail investors, but by a lot, they will lag us. And at this point, with V13 coming out, it's just so obvious that Tesla is going to make it work. It should be obvious even to a Wall Street analyst at this point, but they are still not really modeling it, although we have seen a few price target increases specifically because of, for example, a V13.2 demo showed to an analyst. For Zad's take is that not being able to model autonomy is simply a lack of balls. It's obvious, but they don't want to look crazy. If they thought about this even just for a few moments, they would realize if they actually said what they actually think in the long term, they would do so much better, even though in the short term, they might take some serious heat, but then later, a few years down the road, they could say, I remember then I was one of the only ones on all of Wall Street saying that FSD is actually going to be big for Tesla and that it's coming and that it's right around the corner. Remember that? Yeah, so listen to me right now about what I'm talking about this particular company. They would build a credibility, but yet they are not choosing to do that, which is very short-sighted. Check these out. Someone said Tesla FSD has gotten so good, I basically stopped driving. I just don't know what to do with my hands now when I shook. Tesla's AI lead says, this isn't even my final form yet. And Elon also jumped in saying not even close to the final form. So obviously FSD is going to get much better. And now anytime I get into my vehicle, if I can't for some reason turn on FSD, I just feel quite annoyed that I can't use it. Very occasionally, let's say there's rain or there's some weird situation, and sometimes when I try to put my Tesla into FSD, it just somehow doesn't work because maybe there's something just going on with the environment and I need to wait for maybe 3 seconds, drive a little bit further and try again, and then eventually it works maybe after 2 more tries sometimes. Sometimes it just works a second time. But I am finding myself lately dreading to drive if I can't have FSD on. That's how good it's getting now. And I don't even have FSD V13 yet. And when I say I dread driving without FSD, I'm talking about longer drives. If it's like a 5-minute drive, okay, whatever. But if it's a 1-hour drive, driving without FSD, no, I'm not doing that. But check out what Omar is saying. This is a bit surprising. He says a rapid move to unsupervised FSD is not a core part of my Tesla thesis. Contrary to the team's estimates of Q2, I fully expect them to miss this estimate and achieve unsupervised no earlier than Q4 of 2025. So the keyword there was rapid. It's not that Tesla is not moving towards FSD. He just says he's not expecting a rapid move to a point where we have FSD fully deployed in robotaxis by the end of Q2 of next year, which is about 6 months away. He then elaborates, ultimately, it doesn't matter. What matters is if Tesla has the best system on the market. They do, and it's improving rapidly rapidly. It does entire drives for me without me touching the wheel once. It tastes like a robotaxi, and it's asking me to do less and less over time. This is what the FSD bears don't get. They focus so much on the challenge of unsupervised that they miss why people are really buying Teslas. Because 0 to 60 speeds are awesome, because the sound system is awesome, because it can do hours of driving for you while you relax. Nobody's buying a car by trying to measure miles per intervention, at least definitely not right now. And here's one more thing that's happening to me, which is quite interesting. You know, when you spend an hour or 2 hours driving and you arrive at your destination and you just feel, oh, I need a break from this. I feel tired. When I arrive to my destination, that's how all my friends feel. And I arrive relaxed, ready to do whatever we're supposed to do. I'm like, let's go. Why do you need a break? I just rested for 1 hour or 2 hours in my car because the car did all of the driving. I'm not tired. I'm ready to go. Let's go. The faster they get to unsupervised, the better. But of course, it won't be that fast and it won't be that easy. However, we now have sufficient evidence to conclude with a high degree of certainty that unsupervised will inevitably be achieved. And there's actually something absolutely massive that just happened, which further indicates and proves that FSD by Tesla is going to happen, because Elon Musk is able to do the impossible over and over and over again, and he has just done the impossible.
The GPUs need to work together for AI, and no one thought it was possible to connect more than 30,000 of these with today's technology.
Elon Musk has just personally solved a huge flaw in the cluster design that allowed xAI to scale Colossus to 100,000 hoppers, meaning until right now it was thought to not be possible to have more than 32,000 GPUs in a cluster where all of them know what each and every single one of these 32,000 was doing. You could only do that with 32,000. The moment you go above that, not possible, because there were some technical challenges. But Elon Musk looked at the old design and he personally worked on the problem, and he came up with a very unique solution based on first principles thinking, which allowed xAI to deploy 100,000 of these GPUs, and each and every one of them basically knows exactly what each and every one of them is doing at any given moment, which was thought to be impossible. And one reason why a lot of these large language models have not been getting better is because that was one of the limitations. You couldn't get more than 32,000 GPUs talking to each other at any given time where all of them would know what any and all of them would be doing at any given time. And this is one reason why xAI has the largest supercomputer on the planet, basically training AI. And that's just with 100,000 GPUs, very roughly speaking. And now he's going to expand that to 1 million that has been officially announced already. And this is huge for us Tesla stock investors, because if xAI can get to a 1 million GPU cluster, which is inevitable at this point, that's a 30x size increase over the previous largest cluster, which was basically usually 32,000. And guess what? Elon Musk has direct access to this. And so, therefore, Tesla will also be able to do the exact same thing if Tesla needs to do it. It's almost like there's some pattern here. Anywhere where Elon Musk goes and turns, he's able to look at the problem and then think about it in a way that no one else had considered. And suddenly, he's outperforming everyone else in the industry. He has done it with rockets. He has done it with EVs. He's about to do it with full self driving, and he's doing it with supercomputers. He built the largest supercomputer in the world, and he's about to make it 30 times larger than the previous largest one. And someone is saying that Elon Musk is not an engineer, and maybe that's true. If it's true, then he is a 10th degree black belt alien wizard. Another reason why Elon Musk's companies do so well is because of what you see here. For example, this is from X. Every metric in analytics increased. 1,000 new verified followers. Payout decreased. Riddle me that. Elon Musk literally responds with, "We are dumb." It's almost like Elon Musk does not have an ego that gets in the way to solve difficult problems. He just gets to the actual problem, works on it, solves it, and then everyone says, "Oh, that wasn't that special." While in the meantime, before he actually accomplishes the thing, everyone says it's impossible, it'll never happen. Also, check out this new Cybertruck picture. Isn't it beautiful? And look at this one too. This is absolutely magnificent. There's one issue with this. These are not real pictures. These are generated by Grok. And when I saw these, I couldn't tell that these are AI generated. they are getting so good. Maybe if you look at these and stare at them for 10 minutes, maybe you can find something that proves it's generated by AI, but at least at a first glance, there's nothing that I see that obviously stands out to me that would tell me this is fake. Maybe the semi somehow slightly looks out of place. I don't know. There's just something unusual about it, but even this one looks pretty good. It's just incredible how fast XAI is making progress. I just wish that Tesla already invested in XAI. I hear that supposedly it's not happening yet because of the Delaware case against Elon Musk. So if that's true, it might be a while before we see Tesla actually seriously announce a potential investment into XAI. Also, on top of all of this, Elon Musk is a fighter. He said, what a scam to OpenAI, saying that they will remove non-profit control and give Sam Altman equity. And also Elon Musk just posted 2 years ago a commission, an art piece, a fork in the road. Had to make sure that civilization took the path most likely to pass the Fermi Great filters. So far, Elon Musk certainly has been doing a great job. Also, I haven't really seen Omar say something like this in such a strong tone. Wow, FSD v13.2 has such quick reflexes. It can respond to things before I can. This is a major safety breakthrough. Now, occasionally on the latest v12 version on hardware 3, it does happen to me where FSD is doing something and I'm like, this is so silly. And then, actually, no, that was right. It doesn't happen all that often, but it has happened regularly to some extent. And with this new version, I imagine that's definitely going to happen a lot more. Someone said, my wife verbatim told me, I like Elon's driving more than yours. With this latest FSD version, I actually feel V12, by the way, so V13 is going to be even better. I feel quite comfortable having passengers in my vehicle now. And one thing that they pointed out to me, because usually at the end of the drive, I say, oh, did you notice that I've been using FSD during this trip the whole time? And like, oh, really? It was so smooth. I was wondering, how come it's so smooth? It's because I wasn't driving, so I guess FSD drives a little bit or accelerates and decelerates a little bit smoother than me. And there's definitely no arguing that. The way FSD stops and comes to a complete stop, it's smoother than 99% of all drivers. If not 99%, it has to be at least 95% or something crazy like that. This is actually quite something. This rapper, Soldier Boy, is mind blown by Tesla's FSD. He's driving on FSD in a Cybertruck.
Oh, y'all ride a Tesla truck driving itself. Hold on, man, what the? Oh, I just stopped at the stop sign. I just hit a corner.
And here's Omar driving in LA traffic with zero interventions for 40 minutes. Elon Musk suggests to demonstrate Tesla self-driving to friends. It feels like magic. Oh, hold on, because I was sort of quickly speed reading, I didn't notice that it said an hour and 40 minutes with no intervention. So it's actually 100 minutes without any interventions in LA. For anyone who does this drive every day, this is a life changer. I sped this up to 2x because it's a minute-long video, but supposedly this Tesla is able to get out of this parking spot on FSD. This is getting more and more and more and more and more impressive. I mean, it was just completely blocked and it didn't even wait for this UPS truck to go. It just knows it needs to back out and then just slowly go. And done. Wow. And look at this one. It sees the bicycle. It slows down for the bicycle. It's comfortable for everyone, for the Tesla driver, for the rider on the bicycle. Everyone should be using FSD more and more and more often. And this video is Omar's first takeover. Is he turning? Yeah, he's turning left. And oh, it should go faster. Oh, okay, I see. I think it would have made it. I'm pretty sure that it would have crossed faster than it took for Omar to back up and get out of the way of the car. So the car starts going here and there's nothing. Now the main thing is, see there's still no car. I think by now it would have made it. The main issue here that I personally see is the car should have accelerated faster. It was going a bit, not exactly like a turtle, but it should have been in a hurry mode, sort of trying to go fast. If I was making that turn, I would have floored the car earlier, but FSD was sort of going comfortably, not too fast. Omar still knows, but obviously it is not safer than human driving yet. So if you think it's not safe, you should by default always take over, which is definitely the right thing to do. Oh, but there's actually a bit more to the whole story because Omar actually got a honk. Now there's no audio in that video file, so I assume the moment Omar actually decides to take over is the exact moment when he got honked. So in this case, yeah, this all makes sense. The car should have either waited longer or it should have gone really fast instead of this slow pace. The Dirty Tesla account just posted this clip saying that FSD v13.2 is smart enough to override weird navigation decisions, and this is actually quite important. I agree with Omar. The model is becoming intelligent enough to ignore bad map data and things like incorrect speed limit signs that just don't make sense. And we have also seen from the video that the AI driver posted where the Tesla vehicle ignored a stop sign, which was in the navigation data, because that stop sign in reality actually was for the road next to the vehicle. And for the road that the Tesla vehicle was on, there was only a yield sign, not a stop sign. This is actually pretty impressive. Pay attention to the car further ahead. There is a high beam flash that just happened just now. And when that high beam flash happened, the vehicle knows it can go. This was pretty impressive. Oh, and we have a pretty important update here from Edge Case. Remember him? He does these assessments of how well FSD is actually doing on a scale from 1 to 10. 9 meaning that it would actually be probably good enough for a robotaxi. And FSD V12 got a score of 6.2. V13 is getting a score of 7.1. So that's indeed a huge improvement. The leap from V11 to V12 also was an improvement of about 1.3 specifically, or 1.2. So if we just look at this and if we extrapolate this further, we could say we are about 2 major iterations away from unsupervised FSD happening. Now, initially, I thought that he already has V13.2, but actually all of his data is based on the videos available to everyone. So this is not based on his personal experience with FSD, at least not the latest version. Also, check out this chart which he posted. He extrapolated progress from earlier releases, and it's sort of aligned, at least with V12. And this is where we are at right now. So this is not exactly accurate in terms of predicting future performance of FSD, but if we were to extrapolate it, in July of next year, we should have supposedly unsupervised FSD. James is not really a long-term investor. He's more, I see him more as a trader. And if he's right here, this is actually extremely bullish for Tesla in the long run and even in the short term. He says, I don't think the recent run in Tesla stock has much to do with FSD. I think it has to do with the core business being undervalued and the market starting to catch up with expectations for 2025. The below forecast gives me a 2025 EPS of way above the market without FSD improving. We have seen some analysts, though, at least mention FSD and Tesla's AI, for example, Dan Ives, obviously, and a few more. But I do agree with Farzad that overall, generally, it's nowhere near close to being fully priced in. It's priced in a little bit, I think. Tiny bit, yes. But fully, absolutely, definitely no. And check this out. Deutsche Bank just said that Tesla is one of its top picks for 2025, citing its leadership in autonomous driving technology, so obviously FSD, and its ability to withstand industry headwinds. Despite a challenging global automotive environment marked by pricing pressure, high inventories, and muted demand in Europe and North America, Tesla remains well-positioned due to its innovation and execution strength. With massive computing resources, the bank says Tesla can train several end-to-end models within weeks, a capability that places it ahead of competitors. Chinese competitors are also now taking this approach, but are naturally playing catch up. Now, notice that James said that the recent Tesla run doesn't have much to do with FSD. He didn't say that this recent run doesn't have anything to do with it. So obviously it has something to do with it, at least a little bit. But it's just analysts doing what analysts do. They certainly are very good at making Tesla investors laugh. I mean, read this and try not to laugh. Tesla is a very top pick for 2025. Tesla stock currently trading at $385 per share. The note was released today, and they have a price target of $370 per share. Now, I placed in the top 20 in Math Olympics in my home country, and therefore I am definitely qualified to tell you guys that 370 is less than 385, and they have a buy rating for Tesla stock. Why would you want to buy a stock if it's trading at 385, but you are saying it's only going to 370, meaning it's going down, but you're saying buy? Explain that to me, please. And it is their key idea for 20... I can't help but laugh. It's their key idea for 2025. Seriously. Look, I applaud them for understanding that Tesla stock is a buy at this price, but it just looks so embarrassing to have a price target which you just updated and you're saying buy, and it's one of your top ideas for the whole year, and yet the stock is trading over your price target. What? Oh, and look at this. Elon Musk just posted his career is over. He's talking about Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. So he might be pointing this out, or he might actually be making a threat. This is related to Gavin Newsom saying that he will give subsidies to EVs, except Teslas. No more Tesla news, but there is a few more things related to Elon Musk. Elon Musk is in France with Trump, and Elon Musk is meeting some heads of state. He said that explaining to heads of state that I play video games for fun is not easy. They look at me like I'm either joking, retarded, or both. There have also been some positive exchanges between Bernie Sanders and Elon Musk went as far as to say, I look forward to having a real conversation with Bernie. We have some agreements and disagreements, but I think he wants the best thing for the people. Elon Musk also replied to this report that he spent more than $250 million to back President-elect Donald Trump, and other Republican candidates' campaign finance records showed, which were filed on Thursday, and Elon said, you're welcome. I'm pretty sure that Elon Musk would like to say the exact same thing to all Tesla stock investors. Look at these gains from the election. The Tesla stock ride is going to be definitely not boring. I believe the Tesla stock is going to $1,000 per share, and then after that, well beyond that. My name is Matt Pocius. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, probably on Wednesday.